Thank you for joining us this morning. Shell has broken a promise that it has made to Albertans and to Canadians to significantly reduce greenhouse gas pollution associated with two of its oil sands projects. In Alberta and in Canada, a deal is a deal. Over 6 years ago, the Pembina Institute and our partners, the Oil Sands Environmental Coalition, entered into good faith negotiations with Shell regarding these two projects. As an organization, we negotiate with companies in order to try and ensure environmental improvements are made. Over the past decade, we have entered into and completed negotiations with over a dozen oil sands companies. With Shell, we made 2 agreements to make a meaningful improvement to environmental performance, and this was solidified in Shell's governmental approval. Shell committed to set greenhouse gas pollution reduction targets for its Jackpine and Muskeg River expansion projects. Unfortunately, Shell has broken its promise. Over the past 2 years, we have met repeatedly with Shell in an attempt to resolve the problem, and they have failed to live up to their commitment. Our patience with Shell is exhausted. As a last resort, we have been forced to request that government reconsider these approvals and now reopen the public hearings. It is government's job to make sure Shell does not get away with breaking their word. Otherwise, the public will have extreme difficulty trusting anything oil sands companies say. With the world watching how we develop the oil sands, companies need to rebuild trust. Breaking an agreement with Canadians, with Albertans, with the government further damages trust. I'd like to have Barry introduce some of the legal aspects.
It's our position that Shell has broken those commitments, and therefore it's necessary to reopen the approvals. Under Section 39 of the Energy Resources Conservation Act, there is a process where there can be a review and rehearing if there are new facts or a change of circumstances. So that refers to the provincial approval. Under the federal approval, the Joint Review Panel will have made a recommendation to the Minister of Environment upon which the federal approvals would have been based. And if the situation has changed, then it is our position that those federal approvals would no longer be valid. So therefore, we're confident that that both the ERCB and the federal government will agree to reopening a hearing and having this matter reheard.
By breaking this agreement, Shell has broken trust with Canadians, with Albertans, and the government. Stakeholders have to have the confidence that the agreements they enter into with oil sands companies are worth more than the paper they are written on. So thank you very much.